How to stop worrying and find inner peace and confidence. In a world filled with constant stress, uncertainty, and rapid changes, it's easy to get lost in the noise of our own anxieties. How do we stop worrying? How do we silence the doubts in our minds and move forward with confidence? The Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome faced similar questions and, over centuries, developed a practical approach to life that remains relevant today. The purpose of this video is to explore how you can adopt Stoic principles to overcome anxiety and develop inner peace and confidence. We'll explore 10 key aspects of Stoicism that, once applied, can help you navigate through life's challenges and reach your goals with clarity and calmness. Remember, it's not about eradicating emotions or avoiding difficulties, but about embracing resilience, mindfulness, and responsibility for our reactions. You will learn how to let go of what you cannot control, practice mindfulness and focus on the present moment, use self-discipline and reflection to transform negative thinking into constructive action, accept life's challenges as a natural part of existence, learning and growing from them. This journey is divided into 10 parts, each of which will guide you step by step through understanding and applying Stoic wisdom to achieve inner peace and success. Understanding what you can and cannot control. The root of anxiety. At the core of anxiety lies an overwhelming desire to control everything around us, events, people, outcomes, while feeling helpless when we can't. This desire causes much of the tension and stress in our daily lives. The Stoic perspective. One of the fundamental ideas in Stoicism is recognizing the boundary between what you can and cannot control. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, famously said, "Some things are within our power while others are not. We cannot control external events, the actions of others, or many outcomes of our efforts. However, we can control our thoughts, actions, and reactions." When you accept this idea, you can begin to let go of unnecessary anxiety. By focusing only on what you can control, your behavior and mindset, you can free yourself from constant worry about things beyond your influence. Practical steps. The first practical step is to mentally separate things into two categories: things within your control and things outside it. Whenever you find yourself feeling anxious or stressed, ask, "Is this within my control?" If it is, take action. If it's not, acknowledge that it's beyond your power and let it go. For example, you cannot control how others perceive you or what they say, but you can control how you present yourself and how you react to their words. Example from life. Imagine you have a job interview and you're nervous about whether the interviewer will like you. A Stoic approach would be to prepare for the interview to the best of your ability, but accept that you cannot control the interviewer's thoughts or decisions. Focus on what you can control: your preparation, your attitude, and your effort. The value of letting go. When you stop trying to control everything, you release the tension associated with that struggle. You become more relaxed and better able to focus on the tasks you can truly influence. This leads to greater effectiveness in everything you do, because your energy is no longer wasted on things outside your reach. Living according to your values. Why values matter. Many people feel anxious because their actions are not aligned with their deepest values. They are constantly pulled in different directions by societal expectations, peer pressure, or fear of judgment. This creates inner conflict and turmoil. The Stoic approach to value Stoicism teaches that living in harmony with your core values brings peace and confidence. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of acting according to your principles rather than being swayed by external factors. Your values should serve as a compass, guiding your decisions and actions. When you live in accordance with your values, you feel grounded and less vulnerable to the opinions of others. This sense of integrity strengthens your sense of self and reduces anxiety. How to define your values. The first step is to clearly identify your core values. These are the principles that matter most to you, such as honesty, courage, kindness, or perseverance. Spend time reflecting on what you believe in and write them down. Next, assess whether your actions align with these values. If you're acting in ways that contradict your values, like compromising your integrity to please others, you'll feel tension and unease. Practical steps. Identify your values. Take time to list your top values. Be honest with yourself. Align your actions. Reflect on your daily behavior and ask yourself whether it reflects those values. Make adjustments. If you're not living according to your values, make conscious changes in your actions to bring your life into alignment. Example from life. Imagine you value honesty, but you find yourself telling small lies to avoid conflict. This creates anxiety because you're living against your core value. By making a commitment to always be truthful, you reduce this internal conflict and, in turn, feel more confident and peaceful. Embracing impermanence and uncertainty. Fear of the unknown. A major source of anxiety for many people is uncertainty about the future. What will happen tomorrow? Will I succeed or fail? Will I lose something or someone important to me? This fear of the unknown can paralyze us and prevent us from living fully. Stoic philosophy on impermanence. Stoicism teaches that everything in life is temporary and constantly changing. The world is in a state of flux and nothing is guaranteed to remain the same forever. By accepting this truth, we can free ourselves from the anxiety that comes from clinging to permanence. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." By embracing the reality of impermanence, we can focus on making the most of the present moment rather than worrying about an uncertain future. Practical steps. Accept change. Understand that everything in life is subject to change. Relationships, jobs, even your own body. Accepting this fact helps reduce anxiety about potential loss. Focus on the present. Instead of worrying about what might happen in the future, focus on what you can do today. Be present in the moment and appreciate what you have now. Prepare without attachment. While it's important to plan for the future, don't become attached to specific outcomes. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and that's okay. Example from life. Consider someone who is constantly worried about losing their job. Instead of being consumed by this fear, a Stoic would accept that job security is never guaranteed. They would focus on doing their best work in the present, while also preparing for potential changes, such as building new skills or saving money for future needs. By embracing the uncertainty of life, you develop resilience and become less prone to anxiety when unexpected changes occur. The power of self-discipline. Why lack of discipline causes anxiety? When people lack self-discipline, they often feel out of control. Their lives become chaotic, and this lack of structure leads to anxiety. Discipline helps create a sense of order and stability, which in turn reduces anxiety. Stoic self-discipline. For the Stoics, discipline was a cornerstone of a balanced life. Discipline means controlling your impulses, making deliberate choices, and staying committed to your goals. Epictetus emphasized the importance of self-control in every aspect of life. No man is free who is not master of himself. By developing discipline, you gain control over your actions and thoughts, leading to greater peace and confidence. Practical steps. Set clear goals. Discipline starts with knowing what you want to achieve. Define your goals clearly and break them down into smaller, actionable steps. Create routines. Establish daily routines that support your goals. For example, if you want to reduce anxiety, commit to regular meditation or exercise. Practice delayed gratification. Learn to resist short-term impulses that conflict with your long-term goals. This strengthens your willpower and gives you a sense of control over your life. Example from life. Imagine you want to lose weight, but you constantly give in to unhealthy cravings. This lack of discipline causes frustration and anxiety. By creating a structured diet and exercise routine and sticking to it, you regain control over your actions and feel more confident in your ability to achieve your goals. The role of reflection in reducing anxiety. Why reflection matters. Many people are so caught up in the busyness of life that they rarely take time to reflect on their actions, thoughts, or emotions. This leads to mindless behavior, which can increase anxiety as you lose sight of what truly matters. Stoic reflection. The Stoics believed that regular reflection was essential for personal growth and inner peace. Marcus Aurelius kept a daily journal in which he reflected on his actions and thoughts. This practice helped him stay grounded and focused on what was important. Reflection allows you to assess your behavior, learn from your mistakes, and adjust your actions in line with your values. It also helps you understand the sources of your anxiety and take steps to address them. Practical steps. Keep a journal. Set aside time each day to write down your thoughts and feelings. Reflect on what caused you anxiety and how you responded to it. Evaluate your day. At the end of each day, ask yourself whether you lived according to your values. If not, think about how you can do better tomorrow. Learn from mistakes. Use reflection as an opportunity to learn from your mistakes rather than dwelling on them. Focus on what you can improve moving forward. Example from life. Consider someone who constantly feels anxious after work. By reflecting on their day, they might realize that they feel overwhelmed because they take on too many tasks at once. Through this reflection, they can decide to prioritize their tasks more effectively in the future. Cultivating gratitude and acceptance. Why gratitude reduces anxiety? Anxiety often stems from focusing on what we lack or what might go wrong in the future. By cultivating gratitude, we shift our attention to the positive aspects of our lives, which reduces anxiety and brings a sense of peace. Stoic gratitude. The Stoics believed in finding contentment and gratitude in whatever circumstances we find ourselves in. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Gratitude helps you appreciate the present moment and accept life as it is, rather than constantly striving for something more. Practical steps. Keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. This simple practice shifts your focus from anxiety to appreciation. Practice contentment. Learn to be content with what you have, rather than always seeking more. This mindset reduces anxiety about the future and helps you enjoy the present. Accept what you cannot change. Gratitude also involves accepting the things you cannot change. Instead of resisting reality, embrace it with a grateful heart. Example from life. Imagine someone who constantly worries about money. By practicing gratitude, they can shift their focus to the things they already have, such as good health, a supportive family, or a fulfilling career, rather than dwelling on financial fears. The importance of community and support. Why isolation increases anxiety. In times of stress, many people isolate themselves, thinking they must face their problems alone. However, this isolation often increases anxiety as we lose the perspective and support of others. Stoicism and community. The Stoics valued community and believed that humans are inherently social beings. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids, like the rows of the upper and lower teeth." Being part of a supportive community helps reduce anxiety by reminding us that we are not alone. Practical steps. Seek support. Don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, or colleagues when you're feeling anxious. Sharing your worries can lighten the burden. Offer support. Helping others also reduces anxiety by shifting your focus away from your own problems. When you support others, you create a sense of connection and purpose. Build a network. Cultivate relationships with people who share your values and can offer guidance during difficult times. Surround yourself with positive influences. Example from life. Imagine someone going through a difficult breakup. By seeking support from close friends, they gain perspective, emotional comfort, and practical advice, which helps reduce their anxiety and accelerates their healing process. The harm of self-criticism. Many people are their own harshest critics. They berate themselves for mistakes, failures, or perceived shortcomings, which only deepens their anxiety and self-doubt. This cycle of self-criticism prevents personal growth and peace. Stoic compassion for self. While Stoicism emphasizes discipline and self-control, it also encourages compassion, not only towards others but towards oneself. The Stoics recognize that we are all human and prone to errors. By showing yourself the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend, you reduce the harsh self-judgment that fuels anxiety. Practical steps. Forgive yourself. Accept that mistakes are a natural part of life. Instead of dwelling on them, focus on what you can learn and how you can improve. Practice positive self-talk. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, consciously replace it with kinder, more supportive thoughts. Treat yourself with care. Self-compassion also involves taking care of your physical and mental well-being. Make time for rest, relaxation, and activities that nourish your soul. Example from life. Imagine someone who made a serious mistake at work and feels overwhelmed with guilt and self-criticism. By practicing self-compassion, they can acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and move forward without being consumed by anxiety or regret. Part 9. The practice of mindfulness. Why mindfulness reduces anxiety. Anxiety often arises from worrying about the future or ruminating on the past. By practicing mindfulness, you bring your attention back to the present moment, which helps reduce anxiety and promotes peace. Stoic mindfulness. Mindfulness, or being fully present in the moment, was a key practice in Stoic philosophy. Epictetus emphasized the importance of focusing on the here and now. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Mindfulness helps you break free from the cycle of anxious thoughts and find clarity in the present. Practical steps. Focus on your breath. A simple way to practice mindfulness is by paying attention to your breathing. Whenever you feel anxious, take a few deep breaths and focus on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Observe without judgment. Mindfulness involves observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When anxious thoughts arise, acknowledge them, but don't engage with them. Be present in daily tasks. Practice mindfulness in everyday activities, such as eating, walking, or talking to others. Fully engage in the present moment without letting your mind wander. Example from life: consider someone who feels anxious before giving a presentation. By practicing mindfulness, they can focus on their breath, ground themselves in the present, and reduce the overwhelming thoughts about what might go wrong. Freedom from anxiety through acceptance. The nature of freedom. Many people mistakenly believe that freedom means being free from difficulties or challenges. In reality, true freedom comes from accepting life as it is, with all its ups and downs. This acceptance liberates us from the anxiety that arises when we resist or try to control the uncontrollable. Stoic freedom. For the Stoics, freedom was not about avoiding problems, but about achieving mastery over one's inner world, thoughts, emotions, and actions. The key to freedom lies within us, in our ability to recognize and embrace our values, manage our thoughts, and take responsibility for our lives. Mindfulness as a path to peace. Mindfulness, or being fully aware of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. When we approach every moment with mindfulness, we stop worrying about the future or regretting the past. We begin to live in the here and now, which helps reduce anxiety and achieve inner balance. Acceptance of the inevitable. Accepting the inevitable is another key Stoic principle. We can't control everything that happens in life, but we can control our response to it. Accepting what is beyond our power frees us from unnecessary worry and gives us the strength to focus on what we can change. Taking responsibility for your life. Finding peace and confidence also requires taking full responsibility for your life. This means not blaming others or circumstances for your problems, but taking the initiative into your own hands. When you begin to realize that your actions and thoughts determine your life, you become more confident and calm. The path to freedom. The freedom the Stoics spoke of is inner freedom from worries, fear, and anxiety. It comes when we start managing our thoughts, living in line with our values, and accepting responsibility for our lives. This does not mean the absence of difficulties or problems, but it means that we can face them without fear or panic. As we conclude this journey through Stoic philosophy, it is important to remember that the path to inner peace and confidence is a process. It requires practice and patience. But every step on this path brings us more mindfulness, harmony with ourselves, and freedom from anxiety.